As we speak right now, Russian attack drones are operating overhead of the Ukrainian capital. This comes after at least 16 people were killed in overnight Russian attacks on Kyiv and the Dnipro areas of Ukraine. Ukrainian officials say Russia fired more than 70 missiles and deployed more than 600 drones across Ukraine. Dozens were injured and others were trapped in damaged buildings. An attack on the central Dnipro region killed at least 7 people, one of them a first responder who was there to help on scene. Let's turn to Anna Cunningham. And Anna, attacks are a near daily affair, of course, in Ukraine, but these ones seem especially intense.
Yeah, these were really heavy attacks. And David, just as you said, they are continuing at the moment because the mayor of Kyiv confirming that those Russian drones are flying over Kyiv as we speak and that their air defence is in operation. But overnight, it started at about 1 a.m. local time. You can see from these images the explosions. There were many fires caused by those drones and missiles that did get through Ukraine's air defences. Interestingly, President Volodymyr Zelensky had been warning that there was a big attack coming from Russia. He's been saying this for a few days now, and the capital, Kyiv, really did get hit heavily, but it wasn't just in Kyiv. Elsewhere, Dnipro, Kharkiv, Mykolaiv were other areas hit. And if we take a look at some of the images, David, from where people were sheltering overnight, I mean, you can imagine, the air raid sirens are going. People have been told to expect a huge attack coming from Russia. These were the images inside the metro station underground in Kyiv. And you can see people there taking their tents, some of them, many in sleeping bags, some even just spending the night sitting on camping chairs. But look, this was a heavy attack. I understand that although it started at 1 o'clock, it went on till about 5 a.m. There was a couple of hours where it went quiet and then it started again, David.
Ukraine has been repeatedly asking for help, and especially so now, given the intensity of these attacks. I wonder what the latest is from Volodymyr Zelensky.
Yeah, let's just take a look at what he has shared on social media this morning in response to these attacks. He says this: if Ukraine is not protected from ballistic and other missile strikes, these attacks will continue. Europe needs its own anti-ballistic defence so that this war can finally be brought to an end. And David, he is appealing again to the US to supply, he says, those Patriot missiles for Patriot systems that he calls absolutely necessary. We've had a response as well from the foreign minister of Ukraine. If we can take a look at that, he has said, Andrei Sybiha, he said that Moscow is losing on the battlefield. No number of missiles can change this. And he is appealing for them to make use of a system. It's called Unblocked European Peace Fund to fund the Pearl programme. David, that is a prioritised Ukraine requirements list, military kit that's backed by NATO. So this appeal, again, from Ukraine to their Western allies, they want more weapons and those Patriot missiles.
That quote, Anna, of the war is not going well for Russia. I was struck last week by the British military assessment that 500,000 Russian soldiers have been killed in this conflict so far. What is the motivation to increase the intensity for Vladimir Putin?
Well, look, this war now has dragged on for 4 years. I mean, go way back to the very start of it, and we were hearing from Russia that it was going to be ended within a week. But I think pointing out that report from the UK's biggest spy agency, it is, GCHQ, saying that some 500,000 Russian soldiers have been killed. That may be an incentive for the Kremlin to intensify its aerial assault. If it's losing on the battlefield, certainly in those eastern regions, then it is going to look towards aerial attacks to try to suppress Ukraine in terms of its air defence. Just very briefly, David, we have had a response in from the Kremlin this morning saying that the peace process is on hold, but contacts between Russia and the US about Ukraine are continuing, and the Kremlin also saying that it's ready to achieve its aims in Ukraine through diplomacy.
All right, Anna Cunningham, thank you.